Welcome back, watch people. It's After Hours, episode 3, the show that's your chance to have your say and to take part in our ever-growing watch community. My next live broadcast is coming up this Friday, the 13th of August. Don't forget to join me and my special guest live from 9 p.m. That's this Friday, the 13th of August, 9 o'clock UK time. Right, let's get the one and only bit of bad news out of the way before we go any further. I was sadly contacted earlier this week by someone who was mugged and robbed and beaten up pretty badly in the SE1 area of London in the early hours of last Saturday morning. He's not in a good way, nor is he in the right frame of mind to come on the show naturally. But this is just to let him know that he's not alone. He has our support. The watch taken from him was a stainless steel and gold Rolex Datejust with a Wimbledon dial, and the reference number for that was 126331. The serial number was 44D for Delta 37889. So that was stolen in the early hours of the 7th of August in London SE1. If you have any information or should come across that watch, please dial 101, and the CAD number for that is 414270821. There's a picture of the warranty card there as well. Now, the gentleman's saying that, you know, he feels embarrassed. Well, look, that's a common theme amongst people that get robbed, unfortunately. Listen, don't worry about it. I've been there myself on 3 occasions. It will haunt you for a while, but ultimately move on, keep your chin up, and, you know, you're not alone in this. Right, let's get on to something more positive. This came in from Luke in Wiltshire. He says, Paul, in your opinion, do you think Rolex will ever go bigger than the 44mm? I love the big watch and currently have a deep sea like you, which I absolutely love. Thanks in advance. Luke, I very much doubt it. I think, if anything, there's a tendency to move backwards to sort of 36mm. I certainly don't see Rolex ever making a watch that's bigger than the Deep Sea Dweller, and that's one of the reasons why I think it's such a long-term winner. In years to come, I think it will be looked back upon as an anomaly, a watch that Rolex should never have made and would probably never make again. And I think that's part of its attraction for me. One day it's going to be a really unusual watch that people are going to look back on and think, why did they ever make that? This one came in, no name on this one. Last July, I purchased a Datejust 41 white Jubilee fluted bezel, and in October, a Submariner Date 41, and have given my authorised dealer a list of other desirable watches, but haven't yet been offered any. In the meantime, they have offered me a steel and rose gold Yacht-Master, a two-tone sub, a rose gold Yacht-Master on an Oyster Flex, but I have turned them all down. Should I have purchased these to keep building the relationship? They say they don't want you to flip the watch, but would the AD rather you buy the less desirable pieces from them and move them on? It's a good question, but I don't really think that the ADs look that far ahead. All they're interested in doing is selling as many watches as they possibly can to you and as many goods as they possibly can to you. Certainly, if they found out that you was flipping these watches, you wouldn't get anything else from them. As I've said before, the crime with ADs is not flipping the watches, it's getting caught. So, you know, all they're interested in doing really, and rightly so, is selling as many watches as they can. What you do with them is not their business, but if they catch you flipping them, they certainly will ban you from buying anything else. It's no surprise they've offered watches to you that are not necessarily hot. I mean, the gold Yacht-Master on the Oyster Flex is quite a hot watch in many respects. So, you know, maybe you should have bought that one. You could have turned that around quite easily. But I've been hammered a little bit lately for suggesting that anyone flip a watch from their authorised dealer. But that, like I said in the previous video, that's the real world that we live in, unfortunately. The next one says, Paul, I know you and David, that's David Khalil, have disagreements over the Hulk. But as time has gone, what do you think of the future of this piece? The market hasn't dropped much. Do you think this price will plateau if they release a new 41mm Hulk with the new 3235 movement? Well, first of all, I think the prices have settled down. I predicted that they would end up at around, I think it was 14.5, 15. I still believe that to be the case, given a bit of time. They're not going to release a new Hulk with a green dial, so that's not going to happen. And the next one is, hi Paul, I recently picked up an unworn 2019 Rolex Air King. It's spotless, and I've had a few watches now, Zenith, Omega, JLC, and have finally traded up to my first Rolex. However, my past watches were clean, but had some signs of use, so I was more than comfortable wearing them. Basically, how do I get more comfortable wearing the Rolex? It's almost too clean. It's a case of, should I get on with it? I almost wish it was more used, so I didn't worry about it. I hope that makes sense. Look, my advice to you would be to wear the watch and enjoy it. Don't worry about, you know, slight damage or surface marks, etc. Rolex watches are absolutely bulletproof, and you can always get that watch refinished. It will come back looking like brand new. I mean, obviously, you don't go out and do the gardening whilst you're wearing it, but as far as everyday use is concerned, wear it, enjoy it, don't worry about it. They're bulletproof, and you can always get it back looking absolutely spot on. How about this little cracker sent in by a viewer, 5205G? Wow, what a piece that is. I'm sure you're going to enjoy that one. Hi, Paul. Greetings from Brazil. Let's have a little look at a video sent in by the winner of those London Watch Show tickets.
Hi, Paul. Just a quick video to say thank you very much for the VIP pass. Very much appreciated, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys down at the show.
And on that note, don't forget the number to send in your WhatsApp videos is 07500 487 425. Right, let's move on to the next one. It says, hi Paul, I remember in an old video of yours you mentioned that you used to photograph your watches yourself when you were a dealer. If you have the time, would it be possible to maybe do a video on that, such as your setup, etc.? I'm quite new to selling watches, but find it rather difficult to take professional pictures of my watches. Thanks. That's from James. James, that's a great shout for a video. I will do one, actually. Taking photographs of watches is not a simple task. It's not an easy task. That's a good idea, and I'll do that in the future. The next one reads, Paul, quick question. I'm on the list for a Daytona 116508 yellow gold green dial. I'm being told that the authorized dealer goldsmiths will have to vet me and present me to Rolex to be approved for this watch. Do you believe that? My mate is a customer at Busra and was told this by them. He did get one eventually. Mate, if I'm honest with you, I don't know what to believe with the authorized dealers. Half the time, I think they just make it up as they go along. There's no set pattern. So what you get in one authorized dealer could be totally different to what you get in another, even if they're from the same group. As far as being vetted by Rolex is concerned, well, that's very much a Patek Philippe route, isn't it? Nothing would surprise me. And without saying I told you so, I told you over a year ago that Rolex were going to go down this Patek Philippe route before anyone else was talking about it, and it's proved exactly right. Will they vet you? Probably more means how much money you're prepared to spend in their store, if I'm honest. Hi, Paul. Thanks for your hard work. I enjoy your content. Do you recognize the car from the logo on this book? I can't quite see it, but it looks like a Porsche to me. Shout out from South Africa. Hi, Paul. Really quick question for you. 116621 in chocolate or black dial. What's the most wearable? Well, for me, obviously the black dial, because that pretty much goes with anything you're going to wear. Let's take a quick look at a couple of video clips sent in by our viewers.
Hi Paul, just a quick WhatsApp video. Never been in a position to buy a Rolex or an expensive watch. Hopefully one day soon I will do. But my watches I buy within my budget, and watches I do like. There's one of my beauties that I love, is the Citizen Blue Angel. Nice chunky watch, you know you got that on your wrist. Hopefully I'll get the red arrows one pretty soon. The watch I wear the most is my Tissot. I've had that now, I think, nearly 20 odd years. Bit battered and bruised, but I absolutely love it. Fantastic watch. But I want to ask you, the question is my Pagani I bought, the homage watches. Love this. Well, I paid £70 for it. Lasts me 2 years, goes in the bin, I'll get another one. I don't pretend to be it's a Rolex, I just like the look of it. And what's your take on homage watches? All the best, catch you later.
Well, thanks for that, mate. Homage watches, I've got nothing against them whatsoever. At the end of the day, they are what they are. I mean, look, totally and utterly, I've been pretty much a Rolex dealer pretty much all my life, and I'm still not a watch snob. I mean, look, there are watches that I personally wouldn't wear. It's not my cup of tea, if I'm honest. But having said that, look, people wear what they like, and people wear what they can afford. And I don't look up or down at anyone for what they've got on their wrist. And if people want to buy homage watches for whatever reason, that's perfectly acceptable to me. I have nothing against that whatsoever. You know, and I always just say to people, look, wear your watch with good luck and good health and enjoy it for whatever it is. And this one came in from Steve in London. Nice little collection there, Steve. Loving the Louis Vuitton watch roll box. Very nice indeed. I love this one that just came in. Thanks for doing the video, Paul. We both just watched it and loved it. The irony of this is, and you can tell her, after seeing Gringa, I went on her channel and she nearly cost me 11K. Fell in love with her hubby's Speedmaster Tokyo 2020 limited edition Panda. I've spent all weekend negotiating with a dealer in Osaka in Japan, and knowing import tax and fees, the only thing that stopped me buying it was this, new, unworn, with a scratch in the worst place ever. Had it not been for this, it would have been a done deal. We're both coming to the London Watch Show and we'll say hi if we see you. And don't forget, Brittany is also going to be at the London Watch Show. This one came in after I posted the video about a Jeep that I might be buying. It says, hey, Paul, love the channel. Some shots of my Jeep out in Qatar. Had a Porsche Cayenne Turbo and a Range Rover. Found myself never driving the Range Rover after buying the Jeep, so sold it. Speaks volumes anyway. Kids love it. Mrs. not so keen. Go for the yellow, mate. Thanks again for your content. Best wishes, Gary. Right, guys, that's it for episode 3 of After Hours. Don't forget, if you want to send in your question, your messages, your audio messages, even your video contributions, that should be WhatsApped into 07500 487 425. Don't forget to catch up with me live this Friday, 9 o'clock. Live across the world for the Watch People's Watch Show episode 3. Joining me on Friday will be the one and only Ushin from the Timeless Watch channel, and also David Khalil, plus one extra special guest. Thanks for joining me again. Speak to you soon.
Welcome back, Watch People. It's the Watch People's Watch Show, hosted every week by Paul Thorpe and joined by some very special guests. Don't forget you can WhatsApp the show on 07500 487 425. And remember, like, subscribe and hit that notification bell to make sure you don't miss anything. The Watch Community, stronger together.